Yo, the twin. He said he wanted tutorials, so shit, I'm finna give it to y'all. Alright, first thing first, you obviously want to find a beat. If you want to be sure that you can put your song on YouTube and Spotify, Apple Music, I would suggest either making a beat, get somebody to buy a beat, or getting a free for profit beat. But honestly, gang, it's 2026. Like, I'm not promoting stealing beats, gang. But if you is gonna steal a beat and you do got money on the game, at least buy the beat whenever you see your song is getting traction. So at least, the producer ain't gonna wanna take your music down, or you ain't gonna have to take it to trial. Just buy the beat whenever you're going up, bro. It's not that hard. And don't buy leases, actually buy the beat. Other than that, you find the beat, that's step one. Step two, obviously, is put it inside the BandLab and make sure you in the right key. BandLab's auto key is straight, but if you want to be really safe, download the beat and then put it in the tune bag to make sure that it is in the right key, because the key can sometimes be wrong. I'm finna show y'all. This is a good example. This beat says E minor, but once you put it into tune bag, you find that the actual, it's in B minor, not E minor. So that's step two. Secondly, when it comes to lyrics, gang, or just flowing in general, you just want to punch in, bro. Freestyle, like, cause at the end of the day, don't be trying to write the best lyrics. And the only time I think you really should be writing is if you're telling a story, gang, and you want to keep your lyrics consistent. But other than that, if you gonna write lyrics just for the lyrics to not even make shit together, you might as well punch in the freestyle game. And then I'm gonna give y'all the method of doing that. So this was all a freestyle off the top of my head, gang. So I'm finna show y'all. That's why, so don't say nothing about the lyrics, it was a freestyle.
They in my city claiming that GD. And this side of my pick, I throw a 4 and 3. And I like how the city suit up with a ski.
Something slight like that, gang. So you don't do your little freestyle. After you do the freestyle, even though it's in one track, you're gonna wanna zoom in like this. And you're gonna see stuff like this. This is what you're gonna do. You're just gonna cut this out. Cut all this off. Okay, doing all that. As far as auto-tune, I don't see many artists say what auto-tune you should be using. So I'm finna put y'all on game, gang. If you're making a song like what I just showed you, like, every song you make should really have auto-tune. Unless you specifically making a song with no auto-tune. But even then, a lot of artists actually use auto-tune. They just be lying to y'all. They just don't use a lot of auto-tune. They use enough to where it fixes if they have a, whatever it's called, a voice crack, or they get out of key, something like that. So if you're making a low auto-tune song to where you don't want people to be able to tell, you do this, bro. I say anywhere from 5 to like 20, gang. Most songs you probably gonna use like from 65 to 78. And if you're making a melody song, I'll go for anywhere from 78 to 94, depending how much auto-tune you want. And then for like an underground type of vibe, or let's say just a rapper that uses a lot of auto-tune, like RW5, you can go 100, but you need to know how to use the auto-tune, gang. And also, if you weren't broke, I would suggest actually buying, I'm not sponsored at all, because you see I don't even have it, but I would actually recommend buying BandLab Premium. I think it's very good. Really, the only reason I would buy it, though, is natural. You can play around with all of this, but natural will make it sound professional. Kind of like when you can kind of tell if somebody's on BandLab just a lot of times if they're using high auto-tune. You could tell they're using auto-tune, but then you go listen to your favorite artist. Even though if somebody using a lot of auto-tune on BandLab, it may sound good. An artist that's professional in studio, you shouldn't really be able to tell that they have a lot of auto-tune on. Even though you could tell it's there, but you can't at the same time. Like, it's just natural. And yeah, that's what that preset's gonna do for you, gang. You can run 100 auto-tune and it'll still sound normal, if that makes sense. So yeah. And then obviously when you're recording, you wanna have a preset, gang. Just to prove I'm not just talking, I made this per se, like it's why it says by me, but I really just made it off a YouTube video. All of my presets are gonna be ones like this. They're my partner preset. Custom, this is my preset. This is my preset. A lot of these you're gonna see are literally my presets. So you need to learn how to make your own preset, gang. I have a bass preset for the most part. This is a bass preset, just louder version of this. So a lot of my presets are just another preset I use in a different song. Just edit it, gang. I turn it up, I turn it down. I might add a little more reverb. But yeah, you gotta learn how to make your own preset. Also, I see a lot of people doing this. I'm gonna show y'all something. Look into the sound.
They in my city claiming that GD. And inside of my big, I throw a 4 and 3. And I like how the city suit up with a ski.
As you can clearly see, gang, if you did it, for a second, my audio was clipping. And you don't want that, gang. You want it to be like that. You see how the green is not touching the red? If the green is touching the red, you either need to turn your audio up or down. Turn it down, like your just main vocal or your beat, or just to make it easier, just turn this down until it's not in the red, gang. It's that simple. When you mastering, stick to using universal and clarity for the most part. Like I said, at the end of the day, you can play around with it, but if you want your sound to be, of course, professional and just sound good, use clarity or universal. Just play around with it, gang. Like I said, if you do have premium, use natural. I'm gonna keep saying that because natural is very good. I used it. I had the trial a while back for 3 days, and that's the only thing I was using on my songs. I made presets with the premium. I know exactly which preset it was. Hold up, it's all the way over here. This is how many presets I make. I make a lot of presets, as you can clearly see. A lot of presets. Was it this one? I don't think it was this one, but I'm gonna check. Hold up, give me a second. Yep, it was this one. As you clearly see, I have a visual EQ over here, and I was just playing around, gang. You don't have to be some producer, some engineer to know how to mix your own songs, gang. I mix all of my songs by myself. No engineer. I don't use FL. I don't have a mic. I don't even have Apple headphones. I use Beats. I literally use Beats, and I use the iPhone microphone, and I go to work. And I still sound better than a lot of these BandLab rappers you see, and artists that you see on here, because they don't know what they're doing, gang. At the end of the day, it all comes down to if you know what you're doing. A good rapper is gonna make good use of their resources regardless. When you see somebody saying you need to use FL, you need to use Logic, bro, you have to realize, a lot of them, they be saying that. You go to their pages, they get 0 plays. They have no type of following. They get no views. Their music is trash, and they think they have a say in what you make, and the whole time you're doing better than them, gang. Just make use of your resources. Yeah, if you can switch to FL, then by all means, switch to FL. But that doesn't mean you have to immediately quit what you know, gang. Learn FL, and in the meantime, use BandLab until you have the hang of FL. Feel me? It's all about making use of your resources, bro. But just to say that BandLab is trash is crazy. Because at the end of the day, if you're good, people really shouldn't know that you make music on BandLab, unless, of course, you post it on BandLab and they know you. But if you show it to a random person, they're not going to be like, hey, man, I can tell this made on BandLab, unless your mixing was just terrible. So it all comes down to it, bro. Just if you know what you're doing. If you need a preset, bro, if you want me to mix your song, or you want to make you a custom preset, you want one of my presets, just DM me, bro. Just ask. Like, if you want a custom preset, like, they're gonna charge. I'm gonna run you some, gang. Ain't nothing free in this world. Stop being cheap. But I'm not gonna overcharge you, gang. It's BandLab. It's BandLab, gang. And if it's a preset I don't use, I'll probably give you it for free. But you're not getting one of my actual presets. That's dead. But yeah, bro, I feel like this was a pretty simple tutorial. And yeah, if you need anything else, just let me know.